What if I tell you that this scene is completely lit by a light from this window, that there was no any additional light to this scene and is already looking cinematic? Hi guys, welcome to Kenibasu Studios YouTube channel. We are here to teach you how to do a very good lighting, cinematic lighting on a very good budget. Let's dive into it. In our previous episode, we talked about the rules of three-point lighting, which is backlight, key light, and fill light. If you've subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe and refer us to your friends, comment, share. In this episode, we're going to have a live talent in the scene, and I'm going to show you guys the behind the scene of how I lit this talent from the point of coming into the room, what to do first, till the last stage you're going to get. When you come into a space, the first thing you want to do is to close up the windows. Yes, just to find out where the light is coming from, and then find out how you want to be able to exaggerate your lights from any light source. And I want to put up this light too. So this is the first step to everything you're trying to do. When you come into a space, you put off all the lights to look at your character, to know what you need to introduce. Remember, we just have one light, which is supposed to be the only light you're supposed to use to light in this scene. And remember, this whole lighting in this scene is all on a budget. One light to create three-point lighting. First, you know the rules of the three-point lighting, the reason why we use a key light, a fill light, and a backlight, and then you know how to break these rules by just having the breaking the rule on a budget anyways, because sometimes if you have a very good budget, it's good to do a proper lighting. We chose this direction for the backlight because that is where, without the lights being on, looking at it, basically that's the only place, this is the only part we're seeing a rim light. So to be realistic, we'll put the light there. So let me put it on so we'll see the sorry bro. Jeez, sorry man. So let me put it on so we'll see the difference it made. So this is just basically motivating the backlight. I put it off. We still see the light ring around him here coming from this direction and in this direction. So I put this light here and I spark it on. Now we have that light modified. That's all you have to do. That's what backlight is all about. I keep stressing the model. Okay, so now we'll put this here and we're good to go. Like the first stage, the key light, filming with no key light, but improvising with a natural light. Then the second stage is showing you guys how the fill light can actually fill up with the key light and just using the windows for a backlight. And I'm going to show you the difference it will make when you introduce a backlight and combine these three lights together, so you can be able to understand what a key light, a backlight, and a fill light can achieve when combined together the proper way. Let's see if we can just introduce any kind of light at all in the scene with a reflector. So the reflector doesn't actually produce any light. Instead, it bounces off any light that hits on it. Let's open up the window and see if we can use only the key light to create this scene without the backlight. So now we have a key light, we don't have a backlight, we don't have a fill light, we don't have anything. Let's introduce a fill light using the reflector to bounce the window to the face. Okay, so now we have a fill light filling up the shadows properly, but it's not actually giving us exactly what we're looking for. It's just filling up the shadows, but you see, without a backlight, your light settings is looking like an event coverage. It has to look like a movie. And to look like a movie, backlight is what makes the difference. Let's put the backlight on again. Let's see. Now here is your movie, completely done and dusted. Lighting does not break the bank. All you need to do is to place the particular light at a particular point in a particular position to give you a particular look. So positioning, the angles, everything matters when you're trying to create a three-point lighting with a limited source. So I have this light here, but because we're talking about 1 point, like using one light for three-point lighting, we had to just use that one to show it. But let's assume we have this. This is a very portable. I can pick it up for $20 or $15. So just have it here, and then let's introduce this light here. So you see the difference it made already. It already showed us like a little bit of more details from the key light side of it is coming out. So now let's zoom in and see what we have fully. Okay, now this is it, and we have a scene. We have a full scene. So now we have the backlight for the shoulders, and then we have the key lights from the front. So this is what, in the worst case scenarios, this can actually fly for a proper scene. Then now let's take off the backlight and see what we have. I took off the backlights. We still have the practical lights. And then let me introduce the key light. Let's see the difference it's gonna make. Yeah, so this looks good, but still didn't actually sell the idea of cinematography to us. He still have a rim light. If you notice, he has a rim light. This rim light here is just coming from different light sources behind him. And that is the actual light we're trying to modify. The backlight I'm using here is just my normal home light, and I had to put my TV on just to show that I'm not on the back, like on the wall. It creates separation. So there are levels and there are types of backlighting, but we're going to discuss that as we go forward. In this episode, we're just talking about the importance of backlighting, both ranging from the dark situations to the brightest situations. I know you all be wondering why I'm having this long mic here. I think I wanted to just look serious because some of you are not subscribing to my channel. I don't know where you guys finish watching the video, you guys don't subscribe. I don't know, maybe because I'm not looking serious. Now I have to get a full mic. So you know I'm in business. Anyways, back to the discussion. As long as I have a backlight, as long as something is showing behind me that is separating me from this background, I think the next thing to do is to just improvise any other means we have to improvise. Let's take away the key lights and see what we have. Now I take away the key lights and I take away the practical lights in the scene. Now we just have this character seated and looking at us, staring blankly into the space, looking lost kind of. So, but to not allow him to look lost too much, we use a reflector to put back the key lights. So this still, yeah, so this is the key light. So now I use the window is closed, but I use a reflector to still put back the key light in his face. And remember, when you're shooting a scene like this, you want to always shoot from the darker side, not from the brighter side, because from the brighter side makes his face look wider and broader, but from the darker side gives a shape to the face. So imagine you're in a space where you can only fit in one light in the scene. Just come up with your reflector and it actually just tells the whole story. So we've come to the end of this episode, and in the next episode I want to be talking about more of exterior lightings. Some of us are very free with lighting. We'll just be like, oh, because everywhere is bright outside, we can just start filming. No. So there are levels to filming. You can film outside because everywhere is bright and your camera can see properly. You just throw in an ND filter and you can be able to shoot whatever you want to shoot. Yes, but cinematic filmmaking are not made that way. In cinematic filmmaking, remember, the rule of the contrast, which is the highlight and the shadow, applies to every aspect of cinematography, be it outside, be it inside. So for outside, I'm going to show you guys how you can be able to achieve the contrast, the darker and the brighter side, even in an open space where there is too much air or too much sun or proper daylight. I will show you how to control the light and get the perfect balance. So stay tuned, subscribe so you don't miss this next episode because we're going to take it outside.